My name is Danielle St. John. I'm running for Congress in California's 49th District. And we are streaming live to all of the channels you see on the screen right now. Facebook is the best one if you want to, if you have any questions or the best place to see comments somewhat interactively is on Facebook. So. All right, so today, just wanted to give a little bit of a campaign update and just let you know that let's see, I just kind of wanted to keep in contact because I feel like it's important to, you guys are where I started and where I get most of my support, so I wanted to, make sure that you guys are in the loop on what's going on. So everything's going good. We got I think I brought it with me, but okay. So I got my description today. So originally, you have 3 words to describe yourself when you're filling out the paperwork to do for the candidacy forms, and the original words that I picked, they didn't like them. They needed them to be more specific. So I went with human rights advocate, and you have to prove it too. You have to prove it with. Like if you say you're a mother, then you have to, say that you had your first child on such and such day. So, but I got it approved today that human rights advocate is my description. So that's kind of nice. I was also asked to speak. I think it's April 7th at a high school in my district with a couple other candidates. So I'm happy to do that. This weekend, on the 24th is the San Diego Green Party, I think just general meeting, but they're going to be talking about endorsing me, so that would be nice. And let's see, Justin's kind of settling in. I think that's kind of it as far as upcoming. We've got something coming up at the Oceanside, another speaking engagement at the Oceanside Library on the 29th of this month. I'll put details in the description. So I kind of wanted to, the main thing that I wanted to talk about today is fundraising, because it's not really something that I thought I was going to have to do. I was kind of fighting against any kind of fundraising besides maybe just just any kind of fundraising, right? But I do understand that people still need to pay bills now. So I'm not trying to completely eliminate money from the campaign. I'm just trying to do it as resource-based as possible for now, and just kind of try to be an example that way. But, we still do have to pay bills. We still, right now. I feel like this is where people start to sound like they're begging for money, and it's like something that I'm like, oh, I would never do. But it does help. Like it really does help. Every little bit helps, and we have had some donations, but there's also an element, I believe, of censorship going on at least the main platforms that I have influence on. It seems my influence seems to get smaller as they figure out ways to get around, free speech, I guess. So I guess if you guys, another thing, if you can't donate, that's fine. I totally understand that. Like, it's the first campaign that I ever donated to was Bernie Sanders. I didn't really ever care to donate before, and it still was hard. It was still kind of hard to for me to afford to be able to do that. I've got kids and family, and so I understand that money isn't something that everybody can offer, but you can share. Maybe you can share this video and somebody new can see me. Maybe somebody even in my district give me another vote or two. So I don't want you to feel guilty if you can't donate, but if you have a few extra dollars, then the campaign can definitely use it. And I think it's the only one that has the kind of reach that I do that is corporate money free. So just a little quick
You should tell them what you're spending money on.
Well, okay, yeah, so yes, definitely. So there's basically, there's a few things that that need to happen. So we have to get, Justin has to have some kind of an income, campaign manager. He flew out here, and so that's really kind of my top priority. That, and we are doing, I guess, our outreach for the next month or two up until the primaries is we're going to start just having barbecues, community barbecues. We're going to pick one community, a weekend, and we're just going to go and have a barbecue in the park and invite people in the community to come out and just ask questions and have some free food and listen to what I can offer as a candidate. So, that's these events are definitely kind of the linchpin of our campaign, to be honest, because community outreach is essential. I think people don't know who I am. I've lived in my district for a long time, but my reach can only go so far. By people knowing me or knowing of me. So I do need to get out there. And I think that actually, this is Justin's brilliant idea. Right off the plane, hot off the plane, he came up with, one of the best ideas that our campaign's had so far. So, and which was just feed the people. And so I think that's one thing that we're definitely going to do is we're going to do community outreach barbecues. And that way we can, we'll probably, with that, we'll get voters, we'll get, possibly volunteers, possibly some donations. And and we're also I'm thinking about doing, I would love you guys' ideas or thoughts on this idea, but I'm thinking about my birthday's coming up. It's April 13th. So I'm thinking about doing a birthday fundraiser. So either on Friday or Saturday. And so, you have to put a little bit of money into these fundraisers, and you get a lot out, you get a lot back. So anyway, and so any other ideas maybe of how we can fundraise or who to fundraise to, how we can get this message out that our campaign is a very honest campaign, and really, is in my opinion, the only one that's interested in serving the needs of the people. And that takes money, and I don't think we need $2 million. I still stand by that, but we're not even anywhere near our $5,000 threshold to file with the FEC. So so that's really kind of where we're at now, and I think that if we apply these cooperative elements to it, then we can keep the budget very, very low. And I would love for this to be a model of how social media can be a great avenue to get the right kind of candidates elected. So I know there's stuff going on with this, the Cambridge Analytica stuff. I'm sure that my data got stolen at some point too. But I still think it is, at this point, the best way for the masses to connect at this point until we can come up with another plan. I know that there's some people working on some great platforms now that blows every other platform out of the water. So, I know everybody's jumping to MeWe and Gab and all of these Minds, all of these others, but don't give up on Twitter just yet. Facebook just yet. I think the grassroots community that we have together is still very, very valuable. And if the mainstream media is allowing coverage of a subject, the first thing that I ask myself, and you should ask yourself too, is why? What is the what's the reason? Like, what's the goal behind it? Like this, Freeman, can you hold on? The cameras or the lights are really I'm all washed out now. What do I do? Like back up or something? That's a little better.
Better?
Yeah, that's better. That's a little better. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Lighting issues. One great resource that I've had donated really is probably that's perfect. Thank you. Probably the best donation so far that I've. Oh, no. Can you? Yeah, how it was. Just. That's good. Thank you. Okay, so probably the best donation that I've had so far is the studio. So thank you, Freeman. And where was I? I was talking about donations, birthday party. So anyway, it does take a little bit of money to raise money, and we're still going to be probably. I plan on. I guess like kind of keeping a tally of all of the cooperative, all of the resources that have been donated to the campaign, and alongside with the dollar amounts, and seeing if we can get a total at the end of how much it would have cost if we had to pay for it all, and what we can achieve, with our by ourselves without money, without having to go that route. But again, in the meantime, money is still something. I guess what I keep saying is that I'm okay using capitalism to end capitalism. So I think I said questions, but I don't know if you guys are
Mostly just chatter.
just chatter. Okay, so
Justin said to ask for donations.
okay, I think I asked for donations a few times, but so
Where should they go?
where should they go? You know what? Somebody said Venmo. You can do Venmo too. So it's I think it's at Birdie's Voice with a dash.
Just go to humanitarises.info and click donate.
Yeah, or you can go to humanitarises.info and click the donate button, or go to CrowdPack. There's I guess Justin, maybe if you can put a CrowdPack link in the comments.
Website links to your CrowdPack.
What's that?
Humanity Rises links to your CrowdPack.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Did I? Yeah. No, I did know that. Yes, I did. So, yes, go to humanitarises.info. I think that's it for now. Just wanted to let you guys know that it is frustrating to have to do this stuff, to have to do it honestly. It's, I guess, if you are okay selling out, it's much easier to get those dollars to roll in, but doing it honestly and ethically is it kind of sucks. So so hopefully I can do the hard part here and get a model together of a more balanced, resource based campaign, cooperative campaign, and at this point a money, so donation based campaign. So thank you guys. And just again, thank you so much for the support. There's been so many people who have stepped up. You guys have, this really is a campaign you're going to want to see for a while. Go to the general. I think there's a lot coming. We've got a lot of people who are kind of behind the scenes, who have met because of the activism that we do online, because we do really want to change the system. And this has been quite a journey, and I've been in the trenches with a lot of really great activists that I've met online. And I don't know, I think that people should probably, I've seen this as a kind of common theme, that people are like, well, sharing things online and calling yourself an online activist is, it's, like you're not doing anything, you're not changing anything. But I think we are. I think especially with the networking and the connections that I've made, I'm not going to give too much away. We got to keep some secrets, or some things for the future, right? We can't give it all away up front. But there are some really exciting things going on, and some very good people working behind the scenes to get this message out. So anyway, just again, thank you for everybody who's helped in any way on the campaign, and just a little check-in. And what's that? I'm getting notifications. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that's probably just, you're getting my iMessages from Justin.
Oh, okay, all right. So Justin wants me to talk about a little bit about the platform before I let you go, and it's basically.
They said teller money in politics has created profit-driven service industry.
Okay, Justin, would you like to jump? I think Justin should do his own live stream. I think that's probably the best thing to do on that. But just really quick about my platform. It is there's a lot of issues. We all know the issues. We could talk about the issues all day, but until we get money out of politics, out of our political system, our voices remain out of the process because we don't have, there's an insulation. We don't have any kind of representation because we would have to match it with incredible dollar amounts. And so at this point, the only way that I think we can level the playing field is by removing this element out of politics. And I know that I'm campaigning for a job, and I could be making lots of money, but that's not what I'm trying to get out of this. Like, that's one person succeeding is very selfish when it's all of us that are suffering. So that's really that's why I'm doing money out of politics is, I believe, the equalizer that we need to get our representation back, honestly. And then after that we can start getting money out of I guess things that I believe should be basic rights, like such as food. I think that everybody should have access to organic food. I mean, nobody should be hungry. Nobody should have to be nutritioned. So I think that's one thing, that we've got an abundance of food on this planet. There is no reason besides capitalism that we should have scarcity in food. And and then after that, I guess health is also equally as important, because if we're sick, how are we going to take care of ourselves? How are we going to make ourselves better? How are we going to fight? And then, of course, our news. We have to get our information sources back, because how are we supposed to make the right decisions if we are getting our information from the PR firms of the people who created this mess in the first place? So these are the messages that I'm trying to get out. We need money out of these industries, and I need everybody's help to figure out how to do that without without people in these industries suffering. Like, I mean, Rachel Maddow makes $30,000 a day. I think she could make much, much, much less and still be fine. But that's really just telling of how this really isn't about information and getting the people correct information. It's about getting people information to get the agendas of the people who own us accomplished. So money out of politics, food, news, and health. That's where I'm going to start, and I think that is the best way to make the most immediate changes, the most impactful changes. And I think that once we get these things figured out, we'll be in a much better position. We'll have, better energy. We'll have more energy, more time, and less worries to deal with the other problems that we have to face. So that is the basics of my platform in a nutshell. So, is there anything else? No? Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna leave it here. I don't know when we're gonna do our next live stream. We're thinking, no? Okay. Maybe tomorrow. Friday and Saturday seem to be, from what people are saying, the most popular time, the easiest time for people to join in live. So if I don't do one tomorrow, then I'll do one on Saturday after the San Diego Green Party meeting. So, okay, guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye.